We all know how much Matt loves the world of podcasting because he's done one on Oldham Community Radio in the past, and this is a new project at the studios here, and it's a bit of a collaboration between Matt and Luca. How did you two meet?
Let's see what your story is.
I'll tell you how we met. So, my name's Matt Dean and I have a podcast production company called KUPOD, and it is based in 1853 Studios in Oldham. And Luca just started working here, and I met Luca at the Christmas party in July last year.
Well, yeah, that's the funny bit.
Yeah.
I think that's funny.
Yeah.
We met, I was pretty drunk.
You were.
At that point. Matt was, you could tell he was going to be, really involved in the community because he came to the Christmas party in July before he'd even moved in.
It was the day after I'd come here to view the thing.
You hadn't even, yeah.
No, not even, but I just fell in love with 1853 Studios and the vibe and the people. It's just brilliant. I absolutely love it, and as an Oldhamer, I'm very, very proud that it's here and happy that it's here because it's just full of creative people, artists, videographers, photographers, sculptors, tattoo artists, upholsterers, all kinds of people, filmmakers who are from Oldham and the surrounding area, and it's just like a gathering of very, very interesting people. And so as somebody who creates podcasts and likes to talk to interesting people, it was a bit of a no-brainer really that we would set up a podcast that got to know the people within the building. And so that's what we launched. We launched our art podcast today. Our first episode is called Beans, and which you'll find out when you listen to it. But it's art, isn't it? It's art. So we have creative license, don't we, to do things.
Yeah, but the podcast in itself is art.
It is in its own.
It's
its
very
own way.
Improvised.
Very much improvised.
Abstract.
Yes.
In other words, you haven't got a clue what you're going to talk about if we can put it in those terms. Is that right?
You know what, though? We don't need to.
No.
We actually don't need to, because if you listen to the podcast, you'll hear that, like, the people that we're talking to are just full of stories. They're full of ideas. They are artists, whether they know it themselves yet or not. Like, some of them have practices that they wouldn't consider an art practice, but everyone here is creative, and therefore the things that bring them to do what they do are just fantastic stories, and so many of them are from this local area, and it's so interesting to hear about.
You see, I find this interesting because the theme of our art podcast, are you going to do the song?
Yeah,
go on, let's get that bit over and done with now. Go on.
Okay.
So get the beat, get into the vibe, go on.
You have to imagine that there's a very upbeat sort of 80s
game show.
Kind of get like a montage. Like when they do a montage in an 80s film.
Doom, 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 doom.
Yeah, it's like
this is the vibe.
But that kind of thing. So you ready? 1, 2, 3. Our vibe, do, our sass, do, our art, do, podcast.
Pete Waterman couldn't have done it any better. But I find it interesting because the theme, art, and that is very visual. All those things that Matt mentioned, the upholstery, the woodworking, the painting, are things that people come to look at and physically engage, touch, look at, handle, and this kind of thing. How difficult is it for those kind of creative talents to be stuck, I suppose, in almost a very 2D format like audio?
Yeah. The thing is, what you've got, who you're talking to now is I'm an audio artist. So I bring it to life. You see, that's the thing. That's
Audio art.
That's my craft and my skill. Luca is an artist, and you're Luca Visual, aren't you, on Instagram?
Yeah.
So you work very much with the visual.
I do.
And that, as you've seen from tonight, with a combination of our skills, the visual element of the videos and the audio, we bring it to life. And the thing is we're not trying to, when we sit down with somebody, an artist or a creative for me, we're not trying to get them to describe what they do.
No.
We want to understand who they are and why they do it and how they've got to this point and what it is that drives them and affects them. And we've had some quite emotional conversations with people. It's not about the art, it's about the person, and then through the conversation it all connects together. And I think for me as well, as an Aldermer, and I think the perception of what art is and how accessible it is, it's not and this place is full of amazingly talented people, but they are very normal people just doing what they love because they're compelled to do it, and they have to do it, whether it's professionally or as a hobby. And I think it's bringing that to people, isn't it? That art and creativity and creative industries aren't something that should be feared or aren't for a certain class of people or a certain element of society. They're for everybody. And that's kind of another driving force of the podcast is if you've got that in you, that compulsion in you, do it. Get out there, show the world.
And I think on the point of it being a visual sort of medium that you're trying to get across through an audio platform, when someone like me, maybe that's is a visual artist or attends a lot of art events where you are looking at stuff, there is often a massive disconnect between the art that you're viewing and the person who's made it. So as much as there is, there's a really exciting part of being able to view the artwork that you are coming into contact with, there's always questions you come away with. Why did they make that? What led them to do those things? And there is room then for you to put your own ideas onto it. But here we're actually just skipping that point and we're
flipping
asking
it on its
the
head,
questions.
really, aren't we?
Yeah. So it's
meet the artist first,
exactly,
and then discover the art.
And then we always say, on the podcast, how can people find what you do? So people could have a look, whilst they're listening, if they wanted to, they could have a look at the person's artwork. So I think that actually it's a really good question, and hopefully what it will do is bridge that gap a little bit between that, because it's a very in an art gallery environment that is purely visual. You don't often get that chance to talk and hear those stories and ideas, so maybe we can bring that together.
It's interesting that, again, this had been, these conversations had been done at a time, for example, when Van Gogh or Monet or Manet or Picasso, all the famous artists, could have sat down and told their stories, what tales they would have told, I guess, as somebody once wrote. Bringing it up to date, the artists that have appeared on the podcast, how have they opened up to you? Have they found it easy to do that, or is this a kind of something that's a bit alien for them to be thrust in the spotlight, as you might say?
They always say that they're really nervous and they don't know what to say.
They come in nervous, but they leave very relaxed because,
massive.
I do put relaxants in their drinks often, which does help. They didn't know about that.
That is an excellent host.
I am an excellent host, but I am an excellent host in that respect. I've got a nice, comfortable studio.
Yeah.
I come in. I always have water on, cold water, nice cold, and it's very relaxing because it's not. I try to create a very welcoming and relaxing environment, and it's not intimidating. You're talking, if you're going to talk to Luca or Rachel, you're not going to be intimidated by them. And they're not going to ask you difficult questions. It's a very, very relaxed conversation, and we want to just find out more. And because it's not scripted, where you're like, well, I want to know this. You kind of go with the flow, and you read the room, and it works really well. And every single conversation has flowed really, really well. And that's why coming back around to I'm good at what I do. I am good at this.
You absolutely are.
And you're really good at it as well. You're a good host. Because I've sat and watched you, as in like a podcast host, and like bring the whole thing together and go down certain, there's an art to it.
I love talking, and I especially love talking about art. Like I really do, but not like you say, not in this way that's like really unapproachable or whatever. I really do love talking to people about what makes them tick, and surprisingly, a lot of the people are nervous, but they're also a bit like, they are creative and they have a lot of ideas. So actually having that like floodgate opened, it comes, doesn't it? People they're just talking, and they've got some incredible things to say, and it is really inspiring. And one thing about being here, and I was saying this just before when we were just talking to mingling,
that's your word, isn't it, Luca? Mingling. You like that word? You've said that extensively.
It might just be tonight's word, who knows? But I've been in a lot of studios, and I've been in a lot of wonderful studios. But one thing has been that I've seen a lot of people around me that are like me, of a similar age, in a similar sort of a similar style with their work, aiming for similar markets or whatever. But here, it's so diverse. I've got people who are double my age. I've got so much to be inspired by, and people who come from different walks of life than me. And it is honestly the most inspiring thing ever to have that. So for me to be able to just be like, ask the questions I want to ask and learn the things I want to learn, I feel like I'm learning all the time from these people.
I think that this is I think we're building something really special here. I think what Rachel and Nick have done in putting this here in the first place is amazing. But like you can build studios and all that, but they're just rooms. It's the people that fill them that are important. And with someone like you coming in, the passion for the place and the inspiration and the desire to make this place special. I've never once got the feeling that Luca's just here for the short term and she's got her eye on something else. I feel like she's invested in it. I feel like people are there's a core number of people here who are invested in it, and I think that as a result of that, in the coming years, this place is going to be a really inspiring and important place within Greater Manchester, certainly within Oldham. That's the feeling I get from it, and that's why I wanted to start the podcast, to start getting that out there and getting the people out there and get eyes on it. Because me and you, Ian, we've had many a conversation about Oldham, and we were very proud of it, and we want people to come here, and we want people to know about what's great about it. And this is one of those places that will bring people in. You've already had people coming in from all those different places to come in.
Manchester.
And that's what we need. Oldham needs people visiting here from outside, because it has assets.
Seeing it as a valid spot for culture, because it absolutely is. It has an amazing history, and I'm learning it from someone who's not from Oldham. I'm learning how wonderful it is, and also a fantastic time it is for this town. I know that it seems difficult, and it is a bit of an uphill struggle at times, but honestly, those are the times that make history. Like, I genuinely believe that, because I've seen it happen in other places. And it is worth mentioning at this point as well, on the podcast, Rachel is on there, and if you think we're good and if you think we're funny, Rachel is fantastic. So I'm just going to put that out there. She couldn't be here tonight, but just when you were mentioning Rachel and Nick, it's just worth saying, because she's hilarious, and she brings everyone together.
She's a real character,
and
she is a very good judge of character, and she brings the diversity and the mix of people in here, and the fact the reason that it is very friendly is because of Rachel bringing those people in, kind of saying, okay, you can have a studio, or she reads the room really well.
Yeah, she doesn't deny anyone, but she is a good, we do have quite a lot of interests, so often there is a choice involved, and that simply sometimes that does come down to, okay, do we think this person's going to fit in? Are they going to enjoy the space? Are they going to enjoy being part of this community? So she has a good way of seeing, okay, they're going to really, fit in here, and they're going to enjoy themselves here, and they're going to, they're going to be friendly and enjoy, and get involved in what we're doing. So hopefully, that continues to happen with the expansion that we've got planned and everything. And we're just chatting on here forever.
You have a room full of guests.
I know.
And the party's just started, I guess, and you've just sold it. I mean, you don't need the best of success with the project. It's just going to happen. And I'll say it anyway. Break a leg, guys, with that. It's fantastic.
Thanks, Ian.
Thanks for your
Thank
time.
you so much.
Thanks for getting behind it and coming along as always.
Thank you. It's great.
It's really important that people like yourself, get out there and endorse what's happening in Oldham, and you always do.
Yeah.
You always turn up. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.